Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Liam's Daily Reviews here at Northam's Haunted Book Factory. I'm sure you've noticed that I am still doing my reviews here in the factory instead of doing them at home like I planned, but I found out that my place is even noisier than the book factory. So they will continue to be here at Liam's library every day. So today's book, as you can see, it's not one book, but two. I'll be comparing two authors that I really like. This might be a bit controversial because all of my friends pick one of these authors over the other. So I'll be comparing J.K. Rowling to Stephanie Meyer, but not in the sense that one author is better than the other. I'll be comparing them in a way, not their masterpieces. So Stephanie Meyer did the Twilight series, and J.K. Rowling did the Harry Potter series, which is one of my favourite series of all time. Yet, when both of those series were finished, Stephanie Meyer first released a science fiction romance novel called The Host. When I read The Host, I was really pleasantly surprised at what a good read it was. And when I read A Casual Vacancy, which J.K. Rowling wrote after she wrote the Harry Potter series, I was conflicted. I knew she was going to write a serious book for adults, but what I didn't know was she was going to write a book that was so well written and so in depth with its characters and its story that she would just display what a brilliant writer she is. It's completely different than Harry Potter. I thought it was going to be Harry Potter for adults with the magic dialed down. It's not that at all. A Casual Vacancy is set in a town called Pagford. It's a character in the town dies, and this isn't about me talking about these two books so much as just discussing the feelings I had about the two authors after I read their standalone novels. So, A Casual Vacancy blew me away. I've read it twice now. I recommend it to anyone. The characters and the relationships are so complex, but it's written so well that I was never once confused. There's a character in it called Fats, and he's so delightful. He's just brilliant. He's my favorite character in the whole book. J.K. Rowling's been writing about teenagers, especially teenage boys, through the whole Harry Potter series. Yet this character Fats is such a standalone character as just an original entity of his own. He's a delight. Now, The Host is a science fiction story about a girl named Melanie who's infected with an alien species. In fact, the whole planet has been infected. Now, normally human beings, they just give up the ghost straight away and allow the aliens to take over. Now, the aliens aren't really hostile. They go about their day, almost like human beings, and they do this from planet to planet. But yet Melanie just won't give up her body that easy. She won't give up her memories of her brother and her boyfriend, and it affects the aliens so much. The alien's name is Wanderer. That Wanderer runs away from from the alien city and goes to try to find Melanie's brother and boyfriend, and ends up finding them. And there are a whole bunch of humans out living in these caves trying to survive. This rogue nation of humans. And okay, so I'm not going to go totally into that. The Host is kind of slow. The bulk of the book doesn't really touch upon the whole alien thing. It's mainly just the humans living in their caves. Not to mention, it doesn't always make complete sense to me, the book The Host. And as far as I think, if you're going to write a science fiction novel, it should make so much sense that it just blows your mind, and that's what makes it scary. So if you really liked, because I love the Twilight series, don't get me wrong. I think Harry Potter is a much better series, but they're chalk and cheese. They're completely different. And the only reason I'm comparing these two authors is because I've found myself having this conversation with friends of mine over the years. So I thought I'd have the conversation with you guys too. So the Twilight series, is a romance series, and Harry Potter is fantasy and magic, but there's a lot of romance in it too. I think they're both completely different writers. The first Twilight book, I don't really rate. It was hard for me to get through it. It was like like hundreds of pages just about how Bella felt every time Ed would walk into a room, and it was like, come on, get to the point. Now, as the second and third books come along, and the fourth, they started to get better and better and better, and I rate them. I think they're a great series. I think the movies are great too. So I'm gonna tell you a quote that Stephen King said about Stephanie Meyer and J.K. Rowling. And I happen to disagree, even though Stephen King is one of my favourite writers of all time. Stephen King said, Harry Potter is about confronting fears, finding inner strength, and doing what is right in the face of adversity. Twilight is about the importance of having a boyfriend. Now, technically he's right. The first book, Twilight, is about the importance of having a boyfriend, but it's also, you know, about a young girl's struggle who moves to a town. She doesn't really know her dad that well. She's missing her mum. She has to get to know her father, and she's trying to fit in. You know, there's a lot to that. So I give Stephanie Meyer props. She wrote a really believable character in Bella. So yeah, so The Host and A Casual Vacancy, they're incomparable, but yet I found myself comparing them anyway. So my recommendation is read The Host if you're not so much looking for an action-packed sci-fi, but you're looking for some good characters, a really nice romance story, plus something a bit original and cool and easy to read. I recommend reading The Host. If you know good writing, if you know good novels, if you want to read something that I think should have won an award, I reckon read the Casual Vacancy, because it is a literary masterpiece. It really is. So that's my J.K. Rowling versus Stephanie Meyer for the day, and that's it for today. So tomorrow I will be reviewing one of my favourite short stories, I Know What You Need by Stephen King. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and hey, if you want me to do a review on a favourite book of yours, leave it in the comments section below. And yeah, take care of one another and read some good books. See ya.